showtime.
Only slabs.
Hey there, comic book friends and fiends. It's Rob in front of the Great Wall of Comics. So once again, it's Saturday, and that means it's time for America's, the international, the whole world's favorite live streaming slab-based comic book show, and that, of course, is Only Slabs. And you can't have Only Slabs without the international contingent. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother from the north, Chris the Comic Vet. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, good. I'm glad that you corrected yourself, even though it turned into be a whole mouthful of words. But yeah, we're global, man.
That's right. Live streaming
Right.
internationally. No borders can hold us back unless, of course, it's the Great Wall of the Internet, in which case, we may not be visible there. I don't know. Anywho, we have a guest with us today.
We do.
Ladies and gentlemen, David the Collector. David, how you doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, guys.
We're happy to have you, and I'm happy to get into your collection here in just a moment. We do have to do a little bit of the normal business we do to everybody with everything we got to do, though. We do have to, of course, make sure we remind everybody that everything on this channel, guys, goes to benefit Comics Curing Cancer, all the revenue. So thank you all very much, all the channel members, everyone who's purchased merchandise, all the super chats, all the ad revenue. If you got forced to watch an ad, I'm sorry. I do try to keep it out of the middle of the show, only at the beginning, at the end, so you're not bombarded with a bunch of middle stuff. But we thank you, appreciate, hit the like button throughout the show. It does help. All that channel revenue going to Comics Curing Cancer. Thanking our channel members. Want to thank you, Dale of Suspense Comics, The Real James Willie, Shattered Glass Comic Reviews, Sector 2815, Comics by the Bay, Remy Q Studios, Circumstances, The Comic Vet, Gary B, The Casual Comic Guy, B. Ramey, DJ Links, Beckerman, Flo Dameron, Dr. Von Hoots, Comics from the Spiral Dimension, Comic Ozzy, Legion of Comics, Blue Hellions Comics, Digger Jim 720, PSN Green Hulkster, Collecting with Durs, The Comic Book G-Man, Tate Prime, Chris at Retro Rocket Comics, Kelly at Retro Rocket Comics, Jack B, Actual Dracula, Steven C, TM Nerdy, Cup of Comics, Comic Journey, Six Face Comics, Travis Vick, Nick's Kicks and Comics. I'm going to have to record this one of these days. The Comic Viking. Of course, it changes every week. That's the problem. Trev, the Shipping Guru. Well, it's not a problem. It's a good problem to have. Justin Birch Letters, Chaos and Comics, Justin Birch Letters. I got him on here twice. That's how much I love Justin Birch letters apparently. Burkfam 54, Holders Hide, Matt 268, Comics with Murdoch, Nora and Rad 82, Austin LeMay, Comic Man Andy, Marty Aleko, Gene Malo, Cup of Comics, Taylor Winder, Cole's Comics Claims, Jimmy Lucari, Mad Spidey, Switch Comics, Joe M, and our newest member, Eli Gunthar. Wow, that's a lot. Thank you all very much. Greatly appreciate all of you and your membership, again, going to Comics Curing Cancer. I just got word this morning from the American Cancer Society that the C3 campaign website is supposed to be going live this next week. So I will officially be able to have this year's campaign page up. So that way throughout the year, anybody, if you want to make donations direct to Comics Curing Cancer and have it credit towards our campaign, you'll be able to do so, as well as I'll be able to start, as these payouts come from YouTube, be able to start making those donations, and you'll be able to log in and see that, yeah, Rob is actually making those payments to the ACS. And then, of course, we'll have our big show in October, the weekend of October 20th. Will be our big shindig giveaway. So thank you all for that. And, of course, you can visit fatstacksmerch.com for all your Only Slabs or Fat Stacks merch gear to be able to benefit some proceeds going to Comics Curing Cancer. And as long as we're talking about Comics Curing Cancer, don't forget, if you have any comic books you'd like to have pressed and you want to help fight cancer, check out theroguetraderutah.com. Use the code FATSTACKS at checkout. Receive 20% off your pressing, including the already discounted bundles. And when you do that, $10 will be donated to the Comics Curing Cancer campaign. All right, so I think that's all the Comics Curing Cancer stuff to get through. Let's go ahead and play Romper Room.
Romper bumper, stomper boo, tell me do. Magic mirror, tell me today, did all my friends have fun at play?
Well, they did. And ladies and gentlemen, Liz Crucius is here. Hooray! Kenneth Bird, thank you very much. Happy to have you here all the way from Virginia. Thank you. Marty, how you doing? Yes, the Northern Henchman. Yeah, Canada represent. We got a strong Canadian contingent here, Chris. Your army is growing and swelling greatly, and we appreciate you all for standing on the Great Line, keeping those polar bears out from United States.
It's a lot this time of year, let me tell you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Cat Fan Comics Man. Yes, lovely day for slabs. Absolutely. Jean Malo, Jean, hello. How are you? TM Nerdy. Man, those good. Look at it. That all. So far, I think I've said hello to more Canadians so far than Americans. Excellent. Great. Going back and forth. Hello to everybody there. PSN Green Hulkster. Thank you very much. Coming on. Comics, Mr. Comics 89. Ben Parker, next week's guest. Everybody, next week Ben Parker Comics will be on with us. How are you doing? Happy to have you with us. Let's see, we've got Marty. Oh, there you go, the UK contingent representing. Hello, Dr. Von Hoots, Comics from the Spiral Dimension. Thank you for joining us. Let's see here, TM Nerdy. Man, they're all going crazy there. Blue Hellion Comics, good day to you. Mr. DJ Lynx Squad. Let's see here. Let's get him there. Oh, more Canadians. The real James Willie, not the fake James Willie. Chop and Drop 2013. How you doing? Sector 2815. Welcome. How are you? Ryan LCS. I've slept right through.
What?
I was so tired. I slept right through Breakfast with Brian to this morning. I have to go watch it later, unfortunately.
He gave away 2 laptops. Not 1, but 2 laptops.
You know, sometimes the body needs sleep. And I did, apparently.
You know what else was a prize?
What?
Madam from Madam and Master Blaster.
Madam was a prize? I thought she was already won by Master Blaster.
Are you done?
Yeah. No, never.
Okay.
But go ahead.
All right. She donated another one of her portraits or whatever. So there was a member of the combo community that won a sketch of I guess themselves for her to do. As we all know, she's a master artist because she's actually done this handsome fellow right here. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's like a mirror image right there. Yeah. That young lady's got a little bit of talent, let's be honest.
Phenomenal. All right. Check through here. It looks like, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mad Spidey Australia is here. Thank you very much, sir. There you are. Thank you. Hulk Collector 82. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming on out here. Beth's here. She's on the line too.
Another Canadian.
You guys are killing it up there in Canada. I tell you, we're strong. I love it. This means I have to spend a lot of money on shipping, but whatever. Johnny Five Alive, how you doing? How are we missing anybody as we're going through? Joffrey's here. Can't forget Joffrey. Stephen C, channel member. Thank you. I love playing this game. This is Oklahoma's representing. Okay, there we go. We're representing our states here. America. There we go. The king of all nerds, Mr. Taylor Winder. Thank you for joining us there, sir. My goodness, this chat gone long. But hey, I think we got everybody. Finally, if I missed anybody, I deeply apologize. But hey, we'll pick up some people along the way. Again, thank you, Mad Spidey, for the super chat going straight to Comics Curing Cancer. Thank you very much for that. All right, I think we hit we hit that. We said hello to the channel members. We recognized all. I think it's time that we finally turn our attention to our guest. David, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Thanks, guys. How are you guys doing?
Phenomenal.
Good.
Saturday's always a fun day because we get to see new slabs and covet somebody else's collection and find
the jealousy
I didn't know that I needed to add to my shopping list. So
always a problem. Always.
Exactly. I can't tell you how many books I've had to get because of this show.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tune in, and you're gonna make me broke. So let's.
So everybody, make sure that you give our guest a follow at David the Collector over on Instagram. I didn't see. Do you do anything on YouTube normally, or you're just pretty much on IG for the most part?
This is it. I deleted all my social media like 9 years ago. And
nice,
then,
good for you.
Yeah, added this about 9 months ago, specifically just for comics. It's just for my personal collection and basically to flip books so that I can pay for more in my personal collection.
That's right.
Awesome. It's a good strategy.
Yeah. Make it pay for itself whenever you can.
That's the ultimate goal.
Phenomenal. All right, sir. So how did you get into comic books? You've been a long time collector, or?
It's been an on and off journey in life, I would say. Like right now, okay, I'm 36, 37. I forget. That's one of those numbers. When I was a kid,
you're just a baby. Got it.
Just a baby. So my brother was 7 years
I'm already
old.
jealous.
Okay, I'm starting to get the grace. But yeah, stole my brother's X-Men collection as a kid, and of course he took it back and then sold it all at the what's it called, swap meet, and that was devastating. And I kind of started moving on from that, honestly, as a kid, to Star Wars cards and Marvel cards and basketball cards and different kinds of things, and then collector's items and statues and figures, and got off the comic game. And then it was 2019, right before COVID happened. I know everybody got into it right in there, and I was right on the cusp. And a friend of mine in Vegas called me, and he's a doctor, and he said, one of my patients is selling like 500 books for a couple $100. I have no idea what's in it. You collect all kinds of stuff. Do you want it? And I said, sure, I'm coming to visit. And I picked it up, and it was like, I mean, not that I would know, but taking a very hard drug for the first time that you don't ever want to stop. You know what I mean? It was just like injecting these comics into my body, and nostalgia just flew right back. And it was from that day, I just finally said, hey, I have disposable income. I'm not a kid anymore. And I started growing my collection, and I just started buying random people's books, long boxes, short boxes, went to different auction houses. And I kind of learned through Instagram and a lot on my own, because I'm in Santa Barbara, and I wouldn't say there's a lot of comic community here. We have one shop that Metro Comics I've been going to, but it's really, really small, and it's just not a big community here. We had a lot of card shows as a kid, so that's why I kind of like leaned into the basketball world and all that. Kind of growing up, I found what my true passion was, and I started realizing this brings me so much joy. And that's the big question I ask before I buy any of my stuff: is this going to bring me joy? Yes. Before I sell it, is this going to bring me sadness? If it's yes, I do not sell that book or that. So, I mean, I would say I'm somewhat of a freshie, but I have been hitting the ground running, and every morning, every evening, I'm looking into growing my collection and just changing it up all the time. But I'm in my man cave now, and I do collect a lot of items. EFX toys is another one that I love. Movie props, got the Funkos, just anything that I love. I got a lot of Seinfeld statues behind me too, because those are my guys. So, yep. But I would say I started collecting slabs in 2020. I didn't even know what a slab was until 2020. When I got the raw books, I thought that was it. This is still what comics are. And I thought the only things that got slabbed were basketball and baseball cards. And then when I saw, oh my God, you can encase this, and I can still read my comics on, Marvel Unlimited if I want to, and not, open up something just like a Grail or anything like that, then I was set. Got my subscriptions, hit up CGC, and then got stuck for a year. And I was like, what's going on? As everybody else.
Yeah. No, the time of when everybody got clogged up, and which is so different than it is now. It's so odd to see, like, now today you can send books, especially like modern books, you send into CGC now, and they're back they're done with in and out in a week. Without fast tracking. And it's like blows your mind, but then again, it makes you wonder sometimes. But how quick are they looking at those books?
Exactly.
Well, all the people they've recently hired to do that. So David looks like the guy from Ferris Bueller. I think they're talking about Cameron, a little bit like Cameron. Yeah.
So my wife still has my name in her phone as Cameron, not David.
Nice.
Nice. Yes, I get that.
She's gonna keep on calling me.
He's my favorite character. Now in Succession, he's incredible. I love him, Alan Fick.
That's awesome. So how did you make that transition to slabs? Do you remember your first slab and how you got it?
Yeah, you know what? The first thing I did was I actually wanted to be the guy that was like, I'm going to collect everything raw, and then I'm going to send it in to have them press it and clean it and get it back. And I was waiting. I was like, I don't want to just keep waiting for this. I'm going to just start buying slabs in the meantime. And I kind of, I guess I'm going to go to the middle of this, but one of my first ones
I think you said DC
was,
wrong.
I just kind of went big, was my favorite cover.
Oh boy.
Oh, nice.
So this was my favorite Silver Age cover. Silver Surfer was one of my favorite characters growing up as a child. Just always loved him. Really, really waiting for him to hit the MCU. I'm a big movie guy too, so obviously I'm hitting up all those movies. But I just love this cover. I mean, it is gorgeous. I am a big stickler on page quality. So, for Silver, I'm kind of more off-white to white or better. I typically don't like to go cream or whatnot. If it's Golden Age, then that's totally fine. It doesn't matter. Or some kind of a rare book that doesn't matter. But that specifically, I wanted to go. And of course, a couple weeks later, I found one with white pages. And I had to say and go get it. So again, this was the first time for a long time that I had disposable income, and I was stuck in my house like everybody else, bored and waiting to get things to just collect. And I'm like, I'm not waiting another year for things to come back from CGC. I'm just going to start my collection off right. So I actually got a slab stand that matches this book. I just love this book so much. So wanted to start collecting 1 through 18. And then kind of stopped in my tracks after just a couple of them and realized, I think I just want a few of these keys. What's it called? I kind of eventually said I'm going to go with 100 slabs was my goal. Limit myself to that as my personal collection. Never go beyond that. Of course, I've gone beyond that to sell and grade all those kinds of books, but now the goal is kind of reducing it down. So you told me 25 to 30, and that was a little tough, but those were, I would say, I'm starting with my favorites. So
trying to keep it under 1,000 right now.
yeah. So those are hangers, and oftentimes I'm like getting these books just looking to upgrade. So if once I get the upgrade, I try to sell the other one. Sometimes I get lazy, and this one I'm kind of like I'm okay to hold on to.
But I like it. Right.
But I like it, and I don't need the money at the moment. So
that's exactly it. Like there's certain slabs I have, like my Spider-Man 2099 #1. Right. I got I love that character. It's it was like my first character when I first started really collecting comics, and so I probably have 5 slabs or something. It's like of that book, and it's like I don't care. And that's mine. Right. That's my guy. Right. So.
Yeah. I think that was one of my first McFarlanes. I love that 299. So love that book.
No, 2099.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said 299. Yeah.
The really weird one, the Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Very 90s.
The first books that I remember are Spider-Man 1, Secret Wars, the X-Men. Being born in '86, I didn't get to see a lot of the ones that I have now until later in life. And my small comic book store didn't usually have grails. It was kind of current things that were going on. So this last few years really opened my eyes a lot. This one, of course, first appearance of Mephisto. We're still sticking with my Silver Surfer collection. This is the 9.0 with white pages. I've gone through 3 of these. I had an 8.0, 8.5, and 9. Now I have just the 9.0. So I actually have a great story about the 8.5. But all these I bought slabbed. This one I got from Comic Connect. Sure, probably overpaid a little bit the other year, but I really don't care. I wanted this book. I had the 8.5 in white pages. And of course, all of it happens. A couple weeks later, this popped up. I kept the 8.5. I tried to sell it for a while. Prices were going down. I wasn't really in a rush. I saw a big crease across the cover, non-color breaking. I decided to send it to my guy. Top Comics Pressing. He's up here on Instagram. It came back a 9.4.
Nice.
So I ended up consigning that because I said, I really don't need to keep 2 of these. So I just sold that a couple days ago with Elite Comics. But that was a really, really nice sale. So I said, okay, I'll hang on to this. This is good enough. I don't need that 9.4. But strangely, it went from an 8.5 white pages to 9.4 off white. So you never really know what you're going to get with CGC in that case. Always strange.
It is sometimes a little bit of a crapshoot.
Yeah, I'll have with one of my books later. I think people will be very surprised with what happened because I did it twice with CGC submitting it, and I've never seen such a drastic difference. We'll get to that. And then this one of my favorite Spidey covers, again with two of my favorite cards.
Nice.
Just a 7.5 personal copy. I have another one right now at CGC getting graded, so that comes back higher. This one's going out, but that's kind of how the game's been going. Just love the Buscema's. Of course, I'm probably saying it wrong, but yeah.
I've never seen that cover before, to be honest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So this was one of the first going into the Bronze Age. This was March of 1970. So
Very nice.
this is just story was fine. Cover I loved. As many of this is art to me always beats the story. And then since we're sticking with it, this is
G-Man approves of your collection. He's in love with you, by the way. Oops,
Oh,
I don't
thank you,
want-
G-Man.
yeah, he loves Silver Surfer.
Who doesn't? I mean, and now we actually get a chance to see him hopefully better than what we got to in the previous Fantastic Fours. So I just be patient. That's all I'm hoping. They just don't rush anything. But this was my third copy of this that I got in the last year and a half upgrading. So I only have one at the moment, but I started with a 2.5 about a year ago. And I'm just scouring deals. Finally I found a 4.5. Sold the 2.5 for maybe $25 profit. I just wanted my money back on it just to jump on the deal of the 4.5 because I was getting a really, really good deal on that. Then, of course, I see the 7.0, quickly unloaded that 4.5, maybe made $50 on that, $25, not that much, but this was just a steal for what I bought it for. So I was stoked on that. And of course, huge first appearance. It's not white pages. And I am kind of scared to send this back to CGC for a new slab because it is an older one. But I don't think it's a crack and resubmit. It would just be
that's a big book, Chris. Do you have an idea, inkling what you think a 7.0 Fantastic Four 48 runs you these days?
Oh, I was just gonna say it's fascinating how many guests we have on the show that owns that particular issue. It's just a key that everyone values across the board.
Mm-hmm.
A 7.0, those FF keys, especially from 40 to 55, man, they seem to be on a little bit of a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, they are big time.
I'm gonna guess 1,300.
Oh, you're way off.
Am I
in front of it ish?
Pardon?
Around
Am I
like
way
a
too
3 in front of
south?
it, 3,000 ish.
Yeah. So
Am
the
I way south?
last couple sales at the end of 2022 were right around $3,400
Oh my
for
sweet
a
Jesus.
7.0. Previous to that, it had hit a high of almost $6,000 during the peak, obviously.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, it's 7.5 recently sold for $3,600 in 2023. So yeah, it's a mid $3K book right now.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah, and I was happy. I got it in the low mid 2s.
Right.
I mean, it's not like cheap or anything, but with what the value is, I was stoked to do that. And I'm hanging on to that until, of course, I upgrade.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's
just
awesome.
the way to go. Oh, I love it. And Kirby, Kirby's been my favorite. He's definitely my favorite Silver Age. I'm going to have a lot of Kirby books in here, but he's my favorite cover artist. That's for sure. So I do like the 49 better. And I sold that, of course, before getting my upgrade in soon, but that'll come soon, maybe for the next show. But I guess that's kind of a good transition just to start showing off some of my Kirby collection. This was one of my favorite books, one of my favorite covers of all time. This is a white pager. So, this is Captain America versus Iron Man, of course. Civil War is one of my favorite MCU movies. That was kind of one of the big reasons I wanted this cover. Loved that movie. Really liked Tales of Suspense. I didn't read this growing up, but these movies kind of reintroduced me to go back and start looking into some of these books that I didn't get into. So that made me appreciate them more. And of course, second appearance of Kraven. So it's, minor key, but just an awesome cover and really hard to find in white pages. So from 1964. Sorry about the
what's the year of release for that book? 66?
64. So October 64. Yeah. Another great Kirby cover. I just love all those gigantic fists that he does every single time. Gigantic fist. Yeah. That Daredevil 43, I think, is the one with him fighting Cap on the cover. That's coming back soon too, but that's another epic one that I just love of his, which is almost, I think, an homage to, this one right here.
Ooh.
which is not a huge key, but just an early run in Captain America and just an awesome Kirby cover. I got this back. There's kind of a small story with these books. One of my first raw purchases was on eBay, and I was looking for bundles, people just selling bulk books rather than individual. And I was like, oh, Silver Age lot, this and that. And I said, oh, Captain America 100 through 108, and then a few other things in there, mid-grade. Bought all those. This came back from that lot in a 9.2 white pages. And you don't really see that with the book from this old in 1968. And
yeah.
I just loved it. So instead of selling it, which was my goal, I said, screw it, I'm keeping this.
I love that, the perspective on that. When it's just, I don't know, it's just the way they're coming at you with both characters, everything else. That's a great.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like that Cap's reaching way back to the right. Like, it's coming, man. Like, watch out for the right hook.
Although he's pretty open for that club right now.
Yeah,
the shield's up in the air, the other fist is back. He's gonna take a pound in there in a second.
Yeah. Like at the end of Rocky 3 or something. Yeah. Taking them both down. And again, Cap, one of my favorite characters. Love Chris Evans, how he portrayed the character in the MCU as well. This is a cover I always wanted. I do try to collect everything he's yelling Avengers Assemble on it. That was just my own little thing that I loved. So this one,
new Avengers lineup.
Yeah. And this was a raw book that I bought on Instagram in an auction. And I think he was saying it was very good find, something like that. I had a great press, and hey, 7.5 white. I will keep that all day long.
What does this one say up in the top left corner on the label?
I'm sorry, on the label.
The keys information.
Yeah. Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver join the Avengers, and a Submariner cameo. Submariner cameo. Yeah.
That's a nice
little minor key, nothing too crazy, but I love all the little pictures, all the little heads.
Yeah.
Always love that. I mean, I'm a big artwork guy. So sometimes it's about the keys, sometimes it's about the art.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Yeah. And if it's about the story, it's not in a slab. So. And then I saw this the other night, of course. Ilson had a little bit better presentation on his book, but I'll still take this. This was from that group that I had graded. This was one of the very first submissions I've ever had at CGC. So it took 14 to 16 months for me to see it. But hey, white pages for these 60s books. I couldn't believe so many came back with white pages.
I've been blown away sometimes on some of the Golden Age books I've gotten back with white pages. I'm just like, you're kidding me.
Oh yeah, and this presents so well. It just came low because I had a small little tape pull right there, very tiny, and then a couple tiny ones on the back that just almost you would never even notice.
Right.
But presentation is just beautiful on this classic Kirby.
It's not an easy book to get in a high grade, regardless of those tape issues, just because of the black across the top and then right into the white below. Yeah. Great book.
Yeah. No, absolutely, guys. Slow me down if you think I'm going way too fast.
No.
It's all good.
We can.
Yeah. And then this was on my list for another classic Kirby, Tales of Suspense. I saw this grade, and I think there was only 8 in the census and a 9. I had to have it. I won this at an auction. I think I got it for like $900 a few years ago. I don't care. I'm never selling this book unless somebody can find me a 9.8 white pages. This is in there.
Yeah. By the way, everyone, if you're stuck staring at the artwork, which is incredible, that's a 9.6.
I didn't even notice it either at first until I was like,
just for a moment, I was just like, what is happening on that cover? What's happening in the Cap? Oh my God, it's a 9.6.
That Cap Panther fight is gorgeous. And oh my, I see this book often, but I've still never seen this in a 9.6 other than the one I've purchased. Never. So yeah, and this one's another old slab, so don't know if I'll ever resubmit it. Tell me if I'm crazy. I looked through it. I found no flaws. I had to have somebody convince me not to crack it and resubmit it for a 9.8. I know that's insane, but I had to.
It could be on a book of that age. It could be something just with like the page edge wear.
Yeah,
some soft edge on a page, the internal pages and stuff. It's just
but no tips. Sharp corners.
Because it's not just the cover. It's often the interiors that can
Yeah.
play on an older book, especially if you have a 9.6. It's not uncommon for that to.
Yeah. And
just
you're not
insane.
finding any notes on that either. So it's
Yeah,
not like
of course.
they're not going to help you in any way. They're just going to say, sure, send it back. We'll take care of you.
And let's do it all again. We'll
Oh, man.
double down for a little bit more now.
And this was actually one of my very first raw purchases as well. And this was an individual purchase. Not a huge book, but it,
And it starts now.
I just the Avengers Assemble. This is just great. I mean, all this stuff
9.6.
together. I mean,
another wider. And again, a raw book, good eBay seller, came back. I had to wait a year for this one too, but well worth it. This one's
hell yeah.
absolutely never leaving
Oh
my
my
collection.
God.
Yeah, so love it. Not a huge key, but you got Daredevil appearance, Fantastic Four, Peter Parker, Aunt May. So everybody's there. Really cool.
Wow. Who's the cover artist for that particular one?
The cover art is John Buscema and Tom Palmer.
Okay, because there's a lot going on the cover of that book.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love
like
those
the way he
those
does
early
Panther
group
too.
shots.
Like
Yeah.
the difference between Kirby and his Panther is just so different. I mean, Cap too, but I love it. I love the colors.
Wow,
That was so exciting to see.
9.6.
I know. I couldn't believe that one. And I guess since we're kind of going still with Cap, this is probably my biggest Cap book. And I still haven't gotten to his first appearance. It's just the death of Steve Rogers. But this is a 9.8 white pages, which there are very few of these, period.
Holy crap!
This
crap.
yeah, I think there's 37 9/8 in the census.
that many.
I don't know how many have the white page quality. So it's kind of, I feel like I got maybe a dozen in there. One of the best books of this around. So just a gorgeous Steranko cover. So
Wow.
beautiful and crisp.
That's it. I think you should crack it to have Steranko sign it. Then
I'm going for the 9.9.
roll the dice.
9.9 signature series.
Yeah, he does have a nice signature. But yeah, see, for me, when it comes to Steranko, I think of two covers. Obviously, the Nick Fury.
Yeah.
The Nick Fury, that James Bond style with all the black and white, and this one. This is like, that's movie poster quality right there. That is incredible.
Yeah.
9.8. Okay. Good night, everyone. OnlySlabs for today.
This one's never leaving either. And I paid, a pretty penny on this. I'd say this is one of the more expensive ones on GPA, but I swear Go Collect had a few that were way more expensive that didn't show up on GPA analysis. I feel like Go Collect had a few that went over 4,000. This one I paid a pretty penny, but it was $2,800 when I got it. And you know what? Well worth every penny. That's why I flipped those other books like that Silver Surfer kind of pays for things like this.
I would have thought, forgive me being naive, but I would have guessed it would have been a 5-figure book, at least GPA for a 9.8, that few on the census, and considering that cover, again, it's a classic cover, let's be honest. But my God, south of 5 figures, I'm a little surprised by that, Rob.
It's a good, I'm hanging on to this thing.
And unsigned me.
All those damn cookies, Rob.
So that one was not a raw submission.
No. Mad Spidey's having some fun. Crack it. Go for a 9.9.
Why not?
All right.
We got
Let's
time.
ask the Magic 8 Ball. All signs point to not likely.
I'm a risk taker. My middle name is Dangerous. I got a couple more before we got to that midway point for you guys. We're going to kind of go with some of my favorite Avengers early books, just kind of going leading the way. Another Cap cover, but this is the first appearance of Immortus. So we kind of got to see that version in Loki a little bit with, who shouldn't
about to take the world by storm.
Yeah.
One of his own
I
variants.
finally got the Captain America 111 to come up.
Okay. And
Holy cow.
The Captain America 111.
111. Last sale on it was this showing up here. Now I'm using cover price. Is showing as June of 2022. Back then it was listed at 28. That sale was 28.80. The FMV is showing, they're pushing the FMV at 34.80 right now.
Oh, that's way too low. Way too low.
Yeah. I mean, you only get one of these books basically sell per year. One in 22, one in 21.
A 9.6 just sold 2 weeks ago
Mhm.
for 970.
What the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I
The
mean,
market's cooling, but yeah, that's that's PC for life. Let's be honest.
holy cow, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right, Rob.
Good stuff today. This guy's awesome. Well done, David. The G-Man totally approves. Well, we approve of you there, Comic Book G-Man. Thank you very much.
Well,
Is it over? Is it over?
Yes,
Okay.
you may stop averting your eyes.
Okay.
Thanks again to Circumstances for being a good sport and going along with it. Yeah.
$20. Thank you very much.
Holy cow. Thank you very much, Comic Book G-Man. Of course, going to Comics Curing Cancer. Greatly appreciate you and the support.
Yeah.
All right. You see, he thought it was funny.
I loved it. It
Only gets better.
I'm sure.
One day the community will stop dancing on camera. Yeah.
Never.
Its eyes are burning.
I guess since it's an easy one, and Death of Steve Rogers, and you just have nice intro for Silver Age appearance.
yeah, this is my best ever.
Oh man.
This one I was after for the longest. I think this was on my list the longest. I only got this a few months ago. And I was just waiting patiently, and then finally got impatient and bought this on Heritage Auctions. Still stoked to have it. I wanted this in my collection for the longest time. It shows really, really well, but I'm just so ready to ship this off and get like a 6.0 or something now. I just can't wait to upgrade this book.
Arguably, like I shouldn't say even arguably, top 10 most important Marvel keys of all time. Dave, would you mind reading what's on the right side of that blue label for everyone that's watching?
Yeah, of course. First Silver Age appearance of Captain America, Steve Rogers, and the Submariner appearance. This is a Stan Lee story and, of course, a Jack Kirby cover.
What a book. What a book.
Love that.
With
I mean, I really want this
shield.
book. Yeah.
Yes. But the one
The
flaw.
shield, this is the shield from the 70s.
Yes.
That made it into the 70s movie where you had the red and clear. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't notice that. You know what? Also, have you guys seen the one that's been going around? And I don't know if it's sold yet. It's sold a few times on Elite, and it has the goatee Captain America version. I just feel like everybody has seen that book being sold a few times. Somebody had drawn in
A goatee.
this goatee on a beautiful cover. Otherwise, really hard to sell that kind
Classic.
of thing.
Quick question, David.
Yeah, sure.
So since we're talking MCU just a touch, TM Nerdy's asked, do you think Scott Lang will die in Ant-Man? There is a right answer.
I do say Scott Lang will die in Ant-Man every single day that I see that trailer for that movie. The only reason I think I think he's got to die. I just don't know how you introduce a character like Kane and not put up some big stakes like that. I don't want to just see Cassie die. I'm sorry, Paul Rudd, you got to go.
I think multiple Ant-Man are going to die.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's a trick question.
Yep.
There's a couple versions.
Variants exist, therefore.
Yeah, we're gonna have multiple Ant-Man fall and senior Ant-Man fall too, probably, in my opinion.
Oh, of course, he has to
senior and junior.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, can't wait to see that. I go to every MCU movie. I do go to opening night. I drive down to Ventura because they have the reserved seating, the loungy chairs, and all that kind of stuff. So I think I've been doing that last 7, 8, 9 years. So I take my nephews. That's my thing. So can't wait to do Ant-Man the same way. But really looking forward to Guardians. I'll get into that soon.
Yeah.
Just to kind of finish off, I mean, I went to Avengers 4. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Before that, I'll go to Avengers 3. Obviously, we'll go in the right order here. This was just a recent copy that I got. It was a steal of a price. I wasn't even really looking for it. And now I'm saying I want Avengers 1, 2, and 3 as I've just gotten 2, 3, and 4. I do really enjoy this cover. This is the first Hulk and Submariner team up. And there's also Fantastic Four, X-Men, and Spider-Man cameo. So just a really fun one.
The book's got it all.
This book's got it all. But this was my first, I think, Avengers book that I bought in general. Before all those other ones. My first Silver Age Avengers, at least. This one already came slabbed. Love this cover. I think this one Hulk left, right? Yeah, Hulk leaves the Avengers. First appearance of the Space Phantom. I don't know if we'll ever see the Space Phantom, but just another cool Kirby cover. Just classic artwork. This is a candidate for me to crack and resubmit, but I'm going to be way too scared to never do it. So, and I'm not about to pull out Avengers 1, although I did have 4, 3, and 2. That is the next one on my list. So that is a grail I'm currently looking for. And at this point, I would say we're kind of halfway through the books. If you guys
All
want
right.
to away.
That's awesome. Yeah, we will pause for station identification though. You're tuned to everybody. Welcome again to the show. I'm trying to. Why is it not showing? Remove. Add to stream. There we go. You guys go ahead and hit that hashtag Avengers Assemble. We'll be using that for our giveaway. Want to remind everybody, go ahead and hit that. But if you're thinking, in case you guys didn't know, we talked about it a little bit last week, really kind of running within our sphere of influence, guys. If you're thinking of which con should I go to this year, ladies and gentlemen, it's all about Heroes Con. That's where we're going to be, June 16th through the 18th, Heroes Con. Come hang out with us. Check it out. Comic book based show, not a pop culture show. So it's going to be a great time. June 16th through the 18th in Charlotte. A bunch of us from the community going. Matter of fact, for those of you guys who've been pinging me who already are planning on going, I will be starting to put together the group chat this weekend. We'll start doing some coordination and stuff for that for the YouTubers and stuff that are heading out there. So hopefully we'll see you guys out there. Again, next week, Ben Parker Comics will be on joining us, so that'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to have him on the show. Chris, coming up this week, what do you got going on?
Let's see. So tomorrow, Two Cool Guys, Two Hot Picks will drop again. Mark already reached out like New Comic Book Day last week and said, this is going to be my pick. So I couldn't steal it. So tune in tomorrow to find out what his hot pick is going to be. You probably already know what it's going to be. This Tuesday, I'm thinking about starting a brand new show. Heads up, Gary, I'm going to be stealing your thunder. Just Grow Together Tuesdays, where I spotlight a channel. I think that should be bumped up a little bit with some subscriptions. And so keep an eye out for that. And Wednesday will be a New Comic Book Day hangout. Show us what you got. It's an open invitation to anyone in the comic book community. If you got some books from New Comic Book Day, drop me a line on IG and I'll send you the link if you want to come and show the books that you got. Rob?
Awesome. Guys, all right, we got 32 out of 41 right now who've entered giveaway. Again, I do ship Canada and Australia is taken care of, so Mad Spidey knows that because he's got stuff pending. UK, whatever. It doesn't. I ship on this stuff, so feel free if you thought because you're outside of the US that you can't participate. No, you can. Roman Curtis, welcome to the show. All right. I will not be attending. I have to put my keep on your secret identity, right? Because you are Batman. Very good. Batman, Catman. That doesn't make it. Maybe you should be Catman. All right. Let's go ahead and spin it, ladies and gentlemen. Last chance in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wheel of Fish.
Oh, wow.
Oh, excellent. Going to Australia.
Wow.
Congratulations. Let's get it.
Wow.
So, David,
Yo,
you're gonna pick for Australia here.
Okay.
He wants good books, so keep that in mind.
Spider-Man books.
Give me a number 1 through 10 from the front, 1 through 10 from the back, or tell me you want to do some back to front action. We're gonna be pulling at least 6 books here, depending upon what the back of the books tell us.
okay. Let's go 2 from the front and then 3 from the back. Good old Michael Jordan to start.
Okay, so
I can respect that.
One from the back. Okay.
All right. Let's go again. 10 from the front, 10 from the back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Psychedelic Comics, thanks for joining us.
Okay.
All right, and let's just go with the 2 and 2. 2 from the front, 2 from the back.
Oh, 2 from the front, 2 from the back. Okay. We're going heavily from the
I'm
front
trying
and
to
back
make them
today.
work on finding these books. I don't know.
I'm just responding to the chat. Mad Spidey's a big Marvel guy, and people are like, "Watch it be all DC." Early
All
writing
right.
finally
Give them
paid
some
off.
authority.
Comics Addict,
All
thanks
right.
for joining us.
So, first up,
Here we go.
Spider-Gwen Gwenverse number
There you go.
5.
Very
Some Greg
nice.
Land, Virgin goodness.
Very nice.
Nice cover.
And of course, all of these come with 2 Pokemon cards, compliments of Ready for
Hi.
Wednesday.
And also, Mad Spidey is a Pokemon fan
That
too.
is good. Sleepwalker number 1.
Ooh, yes, very nice.
Secret Wars, the comic exposure.
Oh,
Very
look
good
at
for
that
issue
cover.
There you go, Spidey cover.
Very nice. Very nice. That wedding dress still looks very nice today.
X Factor, David Nakayama.
Oh my God.
Little Polaris action.
I'm gonna reach over and just claim that for myself, Spidey. Sorry, buddy. That is awesome.
This is DC, but here is a banger of a cover, I think. Swamp Thing number 7.
Ooh,
Oh,
that is nice.
lots of love for Swamp Thing. That is an incredible cover.
And this one is a reader copy, but it is a classic, it's an older book. Here is a Green Lantern, Green Arrow book for you.
Nice.
Oh boy. And the child shall destroy them all.
There you are.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. That what a prize pack. My
All right,
goodness.
congratulations there, Mad Spidey. I'll add that to your box that's getting ready to ship out soon.
Yeah, first God Emperor
Alright.
Doom.
Let me put that off to the side and make myself back to bring it back over here. And we'll be doing another giveaway, guys. Continue to stick around because we'll be doing another giveaway at the end. But more importantly, we're going to get back to seeing some hot, sexy slabs. David, back to you, sir.
Well, I guess we'll start with another banger then, since we're getting right back to it. More Kirby, more keys, more white pages. One of my favorite characters, of course.
That's a key for lots of love for T'Challa on this channel.
Lots of love. I think this is my 4th copy of this book. This actually wasn't the best graded. I mean, I only have one now. I only have one now.
Okay.
Like, oh, you know,
Like you're hoarding them, man. Give
No.
some of us other people a chance.
I promise I'll leave you all enough. I had a 7.5 signed by Stan Lee, and it was beautifully signed right here, right in the sun.
Oh,
It was a CBCS, and it was actually a witnessed signature, not a verified signature. Totally loved that book. It was off-white to white pages. I regretted selling that. It was one of those ones where I was like, oh, I can buy this at a good price, and if I need to flip it later, I can. And I did make a good chunk of money on it, and I was able to get this in white pages after. Now I wish I had both. That was one of the ones where I was like, I didn't ask myself, will this bring me sadness if I sell, which was the regret, and it did. And it was being resold on Instagram, the same book a month ago. Same exact one, same numbers, same everything. I don't know why. It was about 40% less than what I had sold this person the book for. And I saw it 20 minutes after he posted, a half hour, whatever. It was already claimed. I would have bought it back. I put in a backup claim. Almost got that exact book back. So really, really sad that it didn't, but somebody else gets to own that beautiful cover. Yeah. So I think my first copy of this was like a 4.0 and then just kept working my way up.
Yeah.
So love. God, love T'Challa.
Yeah.
New movie was good, but not definitely not the same without Chadwick Boseman.
Mhm.
Speaking of, just another fantastic Avengers cover. This is Origin of T'Challa. So just another minor key, but beautiful 9:4 white pages. There's a little theme in my collection is it's a lot of Silver Age. It's a lot of page quality and it's just kind of going after my favorite characters. So it's Cap, Black Panther, and Silver Surfer I have the most of.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a good
9-4.
trio.
Yeah.
Big.
I mean,
My
I like
goodness.
leaders. So it's hard not to go with T'Challa and Cap. And then this was another one that this is my third of this book. I only have one at the moment, but third of it is
Oh yeah.
not huge, but just a gorgeous Kirby cover, first issue of Black Panther in his own title. Out of
9-6. Holy crap, David. Oh,
I actually used to have a 9.6 of that book too.
oh my
Sold
goodness.
it about a year and a half ago or something like that.
I might have bought it from you then because
It wasn't very much. I know it was like, I don't remember. It was like, I want to say it was around $200 or less. So
yeah,
What?
I paid just a little over 200 for this one. I was stoked, and I had a 9.4 which was valued more than what I was buying this one for. So I was able to just throw that on eBay and basically wash out. So I traded the 9.4 the 9.6. So I loved it.
wouldn't that be funny if it was the book, if I had sold it to you? I don't know that I did, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But so yeah, this one was Comic Connect. So I don't know if you
I
put it on.
don't remember. I don't remember. It just was, it was one of those books that it was like when I got it, it was like a steal find that I found like at a last minute claim on an eBay auction. It was about to expire where I bought it for criminally low.
Mhm.
And I had it in my collection for a while because it was a key, but it wasn't a character that was as strong to me personally, at least.
Mhm.
And so eventually when I was doing some stuff to try to get some of the books that were more in my wheelhouse, I finally decided it was time to move that one down the line. It was a tough decision.
Mhm.
And I kind of, at times I wish I hadn't, and then other times I don't miss it. So it was just one of those things where it's like, you make your decisions, right?
Yeah. And that one's easier to get back than some of the others.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's the first
Right.
T'Challa, so it is an easier book. It's, if I wanted to get another one in any kind of a 9 or higher, it's probably only again $100 or more for. Let's take a look. Black Panther,
I think a 9.0, maybe $100.
number 1. We want to go to the OG. Show me more. All these other ones. Here we go. 1977. First solo title. A 9.0 only running $140. Hell, a 9.2 just sold a couple days ago for $88.
What?
If you can
Steal.
believe that. Yeah. 9.6 only runs like sold again January 28th, $310.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
9.8's less than 1,000. It's $740. Just sold yesterday for $740 for 9.8. So yeah, super reasonable book. And this is because it's not the first appearance. It's not. It's just the first solo title for the characters all.
And I think the first time Black Panther was in a title, it was in the jungle. What's it called? Jungle
Comics.
Action.
Jungle Action. Yeah.
Jungle
I feel
Action,
like they first put Black Panther on the title too. So before even this series came out. So just I think it's the first one in his own series.
Yeah, it's his own. It's a first solo title.
Correct.
Series,
first solo title. Yeah. And I guess just to answer Gene Malo, I have one Iron Man book in the collection which I'm saving for the end, and that one is the one with my favorite story. So
nice.
Stick around.
Jungle Action number 5.
Thank you. Jungle Action number 5. Yeah.
Thanks, TJ.
Which I've seen that book come up recently. I've seen it a couple times come up in various feeds lately. Great book.
That's one I'm in search of, but not deep on my list.
Right.
This next one's just another really fun Silver Age that I bought raw, and it came back so much better than I thought. And I love this David Harbour. I loved his job in Black Widow as the Red Guardian. I can't wait to see him again on screen. I think he's excellent.
We're getting him again.
Wasn't a huge character of mine growing up, but you know what? When I saw this cover, I was like, you know what? I want to keep it. And I just don't see very many in this high grade. So this is mine forever. And I got all the floating heads, which I love.
Right. And what year was this one?
This one's 1967, so August 67. First appearance of the Red Guardian and a Black Widow and Hercules appearance.
Yeah.
So.
I love that. I love so many characters back then. Yeah. They love to put trunks over the tights. It's like, like that seems like just like a lot of,
yeah.
I mean, I understand the contrast or everything, and it looks something, but from a just a thought process of going like, I'm going to put these on, I'm going to put this on over this, and it just seems clumsy to get into your outfit quickly. But
you know, I was rereading some of the Secret Wargs books the other day, and it was kind of like, come on, Iron Man. He's like, just as soon as I get my boots on, and he's strapping it up, and I just started laughing. I was like, this is so different. This is just so different. But yeah, it's funny to see them put that in the books of like, I got to get dressed. Wait for me.
We can't all just jump in a booth instantly. And, all right, we're ready to go.
Yeah, they all wish they could.
Imagine if Iron Man was trying to wear his iron suit underneath a regular suit. Just clink, clank. No, I'm not an Iron Man. What do you? Of course, I always just love the muscle definition on an iron suit. Like, really?
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of iron you've seen, or whether it was steel or whatever metal it's made out of, but it doesn't quite show the muscle definition quite the same way that
it's the most flattering piece of metal I've ever seen. So that's for sure. I would say this book makes me happy, but makes me sad. I got this in a 9.0 CBCS that I cracked and resubmit. Actually, I didn't crack and resubmit. I sent for a crossover grade.
Okay.
And which sometimes they come back.
Dropped it a full grade?
And they dropped it a full grade.
That seems odd because usually CBCS is so.
Yeah. And I don't see how this is an 8.0. I mean, I've gone over it. It's definitely a candidate for me to
notes on that one when you got it, or is that another no-noter?
I think this one did have notes. I got so frustrated that I don't even remember what those notes are. I have not looked back at them.
I wonder if
I can go back for sure, but
I wonder if because sometimes there's the one thing that is a gotcha. Sometimes is there's certain things that they can like foxing on a page where it's something that depending upon the grading company, they'll set the upper limit of what the book can get regardless of the rest of the book. And depending upon grading company, it may be different from one to the other, whether they judge it as just a flaw or whether they set it as you can't get above this because of that type of thing.
Right.
But most people generally consider the two very similar in how they grade, since the grading scale that they utilized was pretty much, Steve was instrumental in the creation of the CGC and the CBCS grading scale. And of course, most people consider CBCS usually a little bit harsher on the grades, but
yeah, it was an old case. I don't know.
Who knows?
But I do remember the notes only mentioned the cover. It didn't mention anything on the interior. It definitely didn't mention foxing. I would have remembered that.
Well, I was just using that as an example. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I do have books with foxing that have been knocked down, but present so much more beautifully than they show as a grade. This is my favorite FOMO book that I've ever bought. So Josh's Comics, this is for you, as you always love to talk about. Nice overpay, but I still like it in my collection. Yeah, won't even talk about the price, but definitely this was a peaker. This was me purchasing at the peak, saying, you know what? I think I'm gonna like Nova. I don't even know a damn thing about Nova.
Time to show our meat.
Yeah. Yeah. To tail between my legs. Still a great book. I'm like, this was not the question by, does this bring me joy? I'm an idiot. I passed on an Avengers 1, not that much different price than this. It was a lower grade. But
from 6 to midnight. All right, so there's a question I want to know about that one. All right, I'll take a look at that one just because I should have known, because I was looking at that book recently because I have a copy that's coming back from grading myself. Not a 9.8. Oh, come on, there we go. Nova.
6.
Let's get to the right version of it. Nova number 1, 1976. Very okay. So 998. Well, I think okay. So here we have a big disparity between what FMV is listed versus the last sale. So we have an FMV listing of 1207, but we have a sale just 11 days ago. Last sold was $869. So I think we're going to see an FMV adjustment, less than $900 now for a 9.8. I see that. Let's look at the trend data. That's just I don't know. That's a big. Well, that's a huge drop. That somebody got a deal. So that one January 31st at 868. January 13th it sold for 1,300.
Yeah,
and the end of December was 1,500. Throughout December was 1,500. So,
I got one in GPA for January 29th. They got one at 1,500 was the last sale, I think.
Okay, so that's another one that's just not recorded here on this. So that's an anomaly, the 868.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're basically it's a $1,300 to $1,500 book in that range normally.
Easily.
But yeah.
Yeah. And I paid more than that, and that's okay. You win some, you lose some, and I learned from it. So I guess that's a win.
Well, it was, if you go back, obviously, again, in 2021, we're looking at that book was selling for the mid 2K.
Yeah.
So I see a high mark of June 2022, 3K.
Yeah, I was like, I remember when I bought it, I saw that 3K, and I said, "Oh, this isn't too bad of a price." And
yeah, because there was a 3K, and then 3 months before that, there was a $29.99. So 2 3K sales in there within a 3-month span in 2022. So
we were hitting
peaks. How the market has changed. That person who got theirs for 868, man, they're loving that.
Oh yeah. If I saw one for 868 right now, I'd buy another one.
No doubt. Phenomenal. All right.
But that's the thing. Patience right now. It's a buyer's game right now. If you're just willing to wait, you will find your grail. But sometimes it might take a year. It doesn't matter. You just got to be patient.
Absolutely. Oh, you know what? I'm going to pause real quick. I just want to mention, I'm going to set the scroll going, but I want to remind everybody, I forgot to mention during the halfway mark. Guys, don't forget, still going right now over on Shortboxed through the end of this month. You can use the code OnlySlabs and get $15 off any purchase of $100 or more. I just used it myself the other day. The only weird thing, just so you guys know, if you're using the mobile app and you type in, it's one word, but when you type it in, you can't, for whatever reason on their app, you can't see the promo code. You type in letters, but it just shows up blank. It's like they're using white letters on a white background. But it does work. You type it in, hit apply, get your $15 off. Basically, it covers your shipping cost. So check out if you want to utilize that. It's running the OnlySlabs promo. You can only use it once for your account, but it is good through the end of this month. So just want to call that out. That's available to you.
Nice. There's some gems on Shortbox. I've gotten a couple really good ones on there, which are shockingly low. It's hard to find, but just look out.
Going through their set, I like the fact that you can set your your set searches and stuff, and like getting notifications of changes on searches. You're looking for certain books. A lot of sellers there, if you just see something you're interested in, they just like it. A lot of people start sending you proactive offers and stuff, and you can negotiate from there on a deal on books. And the fact that they're giving you on a lot of these some of the recent sales data and stuff right there on the listing, so you can see what it is. Because I'll tell you, I've started listing some books there, and I'll tell you that as a seller, when you just post a picture of the book and that's about it, you don't create the listing. They go off and the book's registry number, and they pull the data and add it to the listing, and then they fill in all the stuff. So the details about the seller, the selling price, or anything else, that's all there to help give you, the buyer, power and make an educated decision. So awesome. Yeah, and then they're always doing giveaways throughout the stuff too, that you can enter in throughout the month, whatever. So Mighty says he doesn't know what patience means.
Yeah, I was about to say I'm the same way sometimes.
A $25 Nova 1, graded it last year for an 8.5. Congratulations.
That's not bad. That's a good win. This I'd say this is my only book I'm going to show that has some cream colors. There's some,
oh, you son of a gun!
Yeah! Yeah!
And yeah, love it. One of my first slabs that I bought. First appearance of the Defenders. This is before Silver Surfer. I feel like he joins in the second or third issue. I'm pretty sure joins the Defenders. So this is when it's just Submariner, Strange, and Hulk. I mean, what a crew! I just love
that. Was one of those books when I picked up my copy raw. I thought it was so much better. I wasn't as good about grading as I am now, and I unfortunately I didn't pay a lot for it. But I sent it off to get graded. I was expecting like an 8 range, and it came back like a 4. Like, wow, did I get that one wrong?
Those square bounds are tough. Like perfect looking. This I can maybe point out 1 or 2 flaws, but they really are harsh on those square bounds. So
they are.
I feel you on that. I've seen 6.0s and 7.0s that present just perfectly, but something about that. Looking for an upgrade on that because the page quality is bothering me.
Oh, man, that's such a beautiful book.
But it is a stunner. So hanging on to that.
It's just a classic cover. I mean, it's just everything about that book. I don't know.
Yeah. And then this one, I walked out of Ragnarok, and I said, I want this book. I want this book.
Oh, nice.
It's just one of the classic, not the first one or anything like that, but just always loved Thor battling Hulk. So another classic Defenders issue. I have a couple copies of this. I bought 2 different copies raw. They both came back 8.5. One is off-white. One came back white pages. So keeping the white. But really looked at it, and I thought it was going to be a 9.0, 9.2. So always looking to upgrade this baby. That was just one of the first ones I remember writing out the list of what I wanted and what I'm collecting. I said, I want that cover because the one that's earlier than that, I think it's in Journey into Mystery, is their first battle. Right. And that was just too pricey at that time. But now I think I want to go back and find that one as well. Just love those. And I think that was another, that was a Sal Buscema cover.
Mr. Biggie Shack, thanks for joining us, sir.
And then I'll do a couple little books. Let's see. This one's another Tail Between My Legs book. I bought a warehouse lot of like 10 of these books raw for like $2,500 when it right before Eternals came out. And I thought I could come back and, they all graded high. And on the census, like if I got these back from CGC at the time that I sent them in, I would have done okay.
Right.
These ones took over a year to come back, and now they are paperweights for the most part until the value goes up.
I couldn't believe. I mean, Eternals was one of those ones like when they announced that movie. I remember looking at those books and seeing them just go through the roof so fast. I mean, there was through the roof, and then there's like through the roof. Like Eternals 1, when raw copies where people were asking and they were selling for $900 and up, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. And then, man, did that cool! Some people got stuck holding the bag on those. Holy cow! Because doesn't matter what they do. I don't think you're ever going to see them recover.
No. I mean, these are open to trade and sell and all that kind of stuff. I'm just waiting it out. I didn't buy these for myself. They were specifically to try to make some money to pay for my other collection. Or I'm taking the loss on it, and that's okay. There's other big wins, but I just had to share this one. I didn't get any 9.8s. I got 1 9.6, a couple 9.4s, a couple 9.2s. The rest were 9.0s. So
David, did you have them pressed and did you have them TLC'd right out and everything?
I did it to what is it, CBS or what's CGC's company that does the pressing?
Oh yeah, CC.
So that one, before I got to know all the great people on Instagram that do pressing and cleaning, I submitted to there, and then after I submitted, I looked at the timeline, and then I said, "Holy shit, why did I do that?"
Which scares me now is that they're saying like their timeline for pressing now is less than 30 days all of a sudden. It's like, I was like,
what happened?
Yeah. Well, everybody stopped shipping to them to press, I think.
I guess so. But yeah, I mean, so I had everything, there as good as they could be. But you know what? The same guy that I had purchased that warehouse lot from, I did one other warehouse lot, which I did do really, really well with. And it's not a major key book. It's just a really cool. And he had 20 of these, and said they're pretty much mint condition. It's just an awesome Green Arrow, Green Lantern cover. It's a
What a great cover. 9/8.
Sweet. So I got 4 9/8s in the batch, 4 9/6s, 4 9/4s, 4 9/2s, 4 9/0s.
Wow.
Or maybe it's 3 9/0s and like an 8/5. But yeah, first issue of the title since 1972. This is a 1976 book. So it's Green Lantern, Green Arrow logo, and Team Up continues. So minor key, nothing major, but really sweet cover. And there was just so little on the census. I think I paid about $200, $300 for the 20 books, and I've sold 3 9.8s. The first one sold for $450, the next one like $400 on eBay or something that. And one on Elite. So this collection is kind of helping me pay for a lot of other books or making up for some of those losses and kernels.
And that's how if you're playing the game, right? That's what happens sometimes. Sometimes you're going to take a hit. Sometimes you take, and all you hope is at the end of the day is that you end up in the black.
That's it. I mean, I'm happy even being even, but yeah, you just
Well, yeah, or even in the case of being a collector, a true collector, not a business. Yes, breaking even is just as gold as in the black.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of my philosophy growing up. I used to sell candy bars as a kid. I'd go to Costco and I'd buy a bunch of lollipops and I'd sell them all for $0.25 in elementary school, and that would pay for my candy and my other stuff. So this has just always been the way that I go.
Nice.
So it's, those books were not bought with love. Those were bought with intent to make some money, but you got to sometimes. You got to. I think the rest of these are really fun. So I only have a couple signature series books. This is my only signature series book that I have from, one of the actual actors from the MCU. Tom Hiddleston plays Loki.
Wow.
This is a fun book. I bought this raw. Thought it was going to come back a 9/8. Totally fine with the 9/6. This is just for me. I really enjoyed Loki, and he was doing a signing. So that was that. That was the only time I've ever submitted to CGC for a signing.
Arguably one of the best actors in the MCU. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I totally agree.
There are a lot of good signings that go through there from time. Which, by the way, guys, if you hit the link tree link for me, that's in the description below, you'll see there's a list to my tracker of various upcoming signings, including all the upcoming CGC signings with links and whether or not there's remark options available and stuff. Some great ones coming up. Some Frank Miller, some other stuff that's coming up there. Some sketch opportunities coming up that way too. So,
yeah, I mean, I didn't know how to feel about the signature series stuff. I definitely always wanted that Stan signature. I missed out on one auction of a Silver Surfer 4 with a Stan signature, but I'm kind of glad I did because his placement was crap in that one, of course, as we all know.
Notorious at times.
I swear he is trolling. He's been trolling longer than anybody else with that signature. And I got one other one, again, not the best placement, but love this book. And so I don't care. My first Rocket Raccoon, nice witnessed signature of Stan. I don't know what it is. I don't want to buy a verified signature from CVCS. It's like, I want to know that it was witnessed. Just really enjoy this book. Had no idea, I would say, who the Guardians of the Galaxy were when I grew up. When I saw the movie, before I saw it, I said, this is going to be trash. I have no idea who these people are. It is by far my favorite storyline of the MCU. They've become some of my favorite characters, and I just had to go back and start getting some of their first appearances and reading more of their stories. And big James Gunn fan, taking these D-list characters to stardom. So
yeah, I agree. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the first movie, is probably the most rewatchable, just fun. Watch it over and over and over again movie of all the lots. There's a lot of those movies are highly rewatchable, but man, just to sit down and have a light, it stands alone, doesn't need to be linked into anything, just laughs.
Killer
throughout.
soundtrack too.
Oh yeah, great music throughout. I mean, holy cow, so good. If nothing else, it's made a lot of songs that people weren't on people's radars or thought about, put back onto people, start making follow. I
love this new generation. They had no idea who Fleetwood Mac was, and then I like this music. Oh, Fleetwood's good. So love their sound. That's my number one movie as well. Most rewatchable, seen it many times. The third one will absolutely crush me when it hits theaters, I'm sure. but of course I didn't have the 9.8. So I
oh
had
my
9.6
goodness!
copy, and then I said I want a 9.8 copy. So I have my two
Okay.
Rocket Raccoons.
So
I
let's
do.
be honest. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I have.
Let's be honest now. Rocket Raccoon is a household name at this point now, whereas 5-7 years ago, no one knew who he was whatsoever. They even understand the Beatles reference to it, the whole 9 yards. Rob, what is the FMV on the first rocket in a 9.8? That is that's huge. You know, I can remember during the bubble that I remember looking at
was Incredible
just raw
Hulk, right?
copies, and they were like, I was just like, I can't afford that right now.
What issue is that one?
This is Incredible Hulk 271.
Right, that one memorized.
I haven't looked that one up in a long time. I'm going to be curious what you guys find.
9.8. My God.
Okay, we look at let's see,
With that big shiny UPC code on it, but I
9.8.
guess all of them.
Oh,
at that
is
point
it? Was that a newsstand? No,
No, yeah, no, that's a direct. Pardon me.
Okay.
One newsstand, one direct. So the newsstand is the Stan Lee signature.
The 9.8.
9.6.
Yeah, the
And then
9.8
is the
direct.
Yeah.
Last sold December 20th for $1,100.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's good. Good. Staying strong. And I think that'll go. Not that I'm selling it, but sadly, I think he's gone after the next movie. And I think that's a lot of their books are going to bump.
I don't know. I think Rocket's just one of those characters that, because all they're doing is just paying Bradley Cooper voice work.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Like, they may spend a lot of money on CGIing Rocket or whatever, but I think that he may make it out of the movie.
I hope so.
Or he gets a happy ending like Cap did.
He deserves it. Out of all those characters, he really does. Drax is gone. 100% Drax is dead. He's going to his family. He's gone.
Yeah.
What's interesting
Batista's made no secret that he's done with the character either.
No, he's been talking about it for years. Yeah.
What's interesting, so that 1,100 is actually, that is up near the peak. Historically, that book, aside from, has only flirted over $1,000 a few times, but for the most part, I mean, there was one sale back in May of 2021 where it hit 2K, but other than that, all the rest of the sales were only sub $1,000. There's a lot flirting around 1,000, but it's a book that definitely is all over the place in its sales, but $700 to $1,200 seems to be pretty much the where we're at on that book for over the last year.
Yeah, it's staying strong. That's actually one of the ones that hasn't taken a big dip. That's nice to see.
So cool. Beckerman, you're undervalued.
And I'm kind of going to stick with that theme of, Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one of the ones I'm upgrading soon. Not a big banger, but first Gamora. So I'm always collecting, I want all my first appearances, my Guardians. They're all my guys. It's a 7.0, nice white pager, bronze age book. I know for sure I can do better than this. So soon I'll be working my way up 8.5, 9, something like that. But for now, this is with me until that goes. Love that character. And then I don't have the comic version of Star-Lord. I just have the first appearance for his magazine. Technically this is his first appearance as Star-Lord, but I still need the comics version. I've had a couple of versions of this. Started with an 8.0, bumped up, found a 9.0 for an incredible price. And it was pretty much one of those free swaps. Sell the 8.0, get the 9.0 for the same exact price that you sold it for. So no brainer on that upgrade. This was just a stupid price. It was hundreds of dollars under what fair market value in the last sales were.
Did you get that slabbed yourself?
No, I did not. The other one I did that came back 8.0. This one I did not. This one I just saw and was shocked at the white pages and the color. There's a tiny bit of foxing on the back, which didn't knock it down that much, but it's sharp corners, no spine tick. So I'm assuming that's why it's not a 9.4, 9.6 or anything else. Because other than that, it's a fairly flawless book. And there are some good cleaners. I don't know how everybody feels on this show about pressing and cleaning. I'm not a restore guy, but there are people that can get out foxing these days without restoration, so
or at least lighten it. Yeah, I have a book, a Golden Age Submariner book that's going through mold remediation and some other stuff. And part of what's they're doing working on is doing what they can to lighten the foxing and reduce it that's on the page without going into the restoration scale, which as long as you're not adding stuff to it type of thing.
Yeah, no, people are geniuses right now with that. Okay, I have 2 books left, so I saved these 2.
All right.
Recently, I had a big submission that included that Silver Surfer 9.4, the first appearance of Mephisto that I told you. It bumped from 8.5 to 9.4. That was not the most impressive bump of the group. The most impressive bump of the group was Iron Man 55, first appearance of Thanos. This is what it came back the first time I submitted, a 7.0 trimmed copy, which was absolutely malarkey. I knew the book was not trimmed. I knew the owner who bought it 25 years ago from, the comic book store. It was a very beautiful copy, had a small water stain on it on the back cover. I had it pressed, but at that time I didn't know you can get those stains out. So it came back. I was fine with the 7.0 grade, but when I said trimmed, I flipped out because I knew this book was not trimmed. And I started looking up online, and apparently there's a lot of these stories where CGC, especially the Bronze Age and Silver Age books, because they were not perfectly aligned when they were printed, somebody just goes in and said, this book is trimmed and sends it back out. Okay, well, I sent this to Topps Comics Pressing, who did my Silver Surfer 4. He's on Instagram. This is what it came back. 9.2.
That might be a little bit of a grade lift.
So that stain was a lot that he was able to get out from the back cover. I mean, it's flawless. You cannot see it at all. I was hoping for an 8.5 or an 8.0, to be honest, just because I didn't really know what to expect.
So 7.0 purple to a 9.2 blue. That's a little bit of a jump in value.
White pages.
Yeah. So
did the page quality change too? Did we get page whitener?
No. It was the trimmed was white also, but still, just glad that it came back white.
Of all people to make that comment, DJ Link.
Holy crap! Yeah, this.
Yeah.
I always love though when you get a resubmit and the page quality changes and it goes whiter. I'm like, we used the magic page whitener.
Right. Yeah. I used to see the opposite, but yeah, that'd be nice to see.
Yeah. I really think that this is in the Invincible Iron Man run, that this is the biggest key in that run. Like, I know Iron Man 1 gets a lot of respect, but we have Thanos and Drax in that one showing up for the first time.
Yep.
Such a big book. Such a big book. It's just a shame Thanos is not on the cover.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? I'm a Drax guy, so I'll take, even though he looks completely different than what the movie shows. It's pretty great. I love this cover. So, and that's almost completes my Guardians of the Galaxy set. Of course, I don't have Tales to Astonish 13, which is the #1 book on my list right now, and it's so hard to find. I don't want to just pay the maximum value. I'm trying to be patient about it and all that. But if anybody has a Tales to Astonish, I will trade or buy if it's good price. That's what I'm looking for. I need my first group. But I guess the last book I'll share was also in that same submission. This was a risky one I bought as a high grade book on eBay from a seller. He had a lot of references. He was selling a lot of Silver Age raw books. And I rarely see this book, another square bound, in such a high grade. It's a 9.2 first appearance of Immortus, Franklin Richards' Birth. This is just a sick book. I mean, this to me, it was, I wanted to buy it raw, grade it, and sell it to pay for some of my other big ones. And now I'm kind of posting it, but not for the give it away today price.
Yeah. It's heating up right now, but in the last 2 weeks, the book is really heated up and taken off. Yeah. That's like
just a fire book.
Yeah. It's and getting expensive. Like it's
I had a 6.0 copy, but I sold that. Now I only have this in my possession, and I keep going back and forth every time I click to post. Like, am I going to be sad when this leaves my hands? But I promise if I did sell this, then I will go buy that Tales to Astonish or something with that money. I won't just save it like a normal person, good person. I will.
Nihilus, Omega level, first appearance, Franklin Richards, such a big book.
Big book. But I'm looking forward to the Fantastic Four. I have boxes of the Fantastic Four in high grade behind me, but I don't know what to do with all of them. I don't want to get rid of them. I love those runs.
Team Ohana says they couldn't sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome,
It's
man.
tough.
Thank you so much. That's one hell of a collection, David. Thank you for coming on and showing off this collection with us. Incredible books. The
Thanks.
audience agrees with you. You got a great eye and some great books in the collection. Phenomenal.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. That was really fun, guys.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
got to
Great
show off.
hair, everyone. Like, look at this kid's hair, man. That's just terrific. Movie star hair.
All right. Yeah. Ben Parker says so much fire. Ben Parker, again, everybody, he'll be next week's guest. Be sure to turn out to support Ben Parker, who is out here to support us all the time. Guys, it's time to do another giveaway. Hashtag OnlySlabs. Go ahead and throw that up there, and we'll be giving away some more books here. Remind everybody, thanks again to all of our channel members. Thanks to you guys, all the channel membership, plus the ad revenue and everything else goes to Comics Curing Cancer. So remember, guys, hit that like button if you haven't already, the thumbs up button, unless you like cancer. If you hate cancer or don't think it's very good, or at least are mildly have a mild disdain for cancer, then hit that like button. It helps to get our videos in front of more eyeballs, helps with the channel revenue, which then all that channel revenue is going to Comics Curing Cancer. Again, I'm not going to read through all the names. We did through this before, but thank you again to he turned off the banner so we can see. Thank you to all the channel members who support this channel for the $2.99 a month with their value going to Comics Curing Cancer. Get to see some videos early. A lot of they get our monthly drawing for a free henchman shirt. Flo Dameron won the first one. He actually chose to go with the henchman mug, so that'll be going out to him shortly. So thank you to all you channel supporters for all of that. All right, let's see. We got 34 out of 45. We'll give it a few more minutes. Coming up this week on my channel, Monday's mail call, we have a Nick's Kicks and Comics mystery box on Monday. And then on Thursday will be another CBCS submission return. It will be all Spider for all you Spider fans out there, all Spider family or Spider-Verse submission. So there you go. Be exciting. All right. Give you guys just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. So let's see. You need to order a shirt. Well, that's good. Durs, you can always go to fatstacksmerch.com and you'll be able to, you can go ahead and get yourself a Fat Stacks shirt or an OnlySlabs shirt with those proceeds going to Comics Curing Cancer. Thank you for the segue. We appreciate that. All right. I think we got all the hashtags in there. And so we'll go ahead and spin it, get to my giveaway. Boom. Wheel of Fish. Boop, boop, tick, 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 tick. And the winner is Sector 2815. Paul, congratulations. Guys, check out Paul's show. I owe Paul a response back to him on his show, Guess That Key, right? Is that what it's called? Guess That Key?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wants me to come on the show, and I owe him a response. Sorry, Paul. I got distracted. Well, the box. All right. It's time to reload this thing pretty soon. But the advantage of having, Paul, the advantage of having it not as loaded means the chance for those slabs is a higher percentage chance. So, all right, Chris, this is your turn to shine. What are you going to pull for our friend Paul here, man?
I hope to do as well as what David did for Mad Spidey, but this one's going to be a little bit tougher because Paul is a Green Lantern fan. Now, I don't know how many Green Lantern keys are going to be in that box, but I do know that he's a DC enthusiast as well. So that part, I think I'm confident in trying to nail off. All right, let's go number 2 from the front.
Wow, we're just going burning heavy from the fronts today. The advantage of burning heavy from the front is that the eventually the middle goes to the front.
Yep. 8 from the back. Mad Spidey, I see you. Number 1 from the front.
Right, I can see where we're going. And number 5 from the back.
Number 5 from the front. Just because you did that. All right, let's go front to back now. And we'll take those pair that your finger splits, Rob.
All right. Oh,
Watch your
get that
back,
out of the
Rob.
way.
Watch your back.
Actually,
Take it
we
out,
can put
Rob.
this down below because we don't need that anymore. All right. Once again, 2 cards in every pack, thanks to Ready for Wednesday, Tyler from Whack Comics, ladies and gentlemen. All right, first book up here, Facsimile, She-Hulk #1.
All right.
It's
Nothing wrong with
green.
that. Nothing wrong with that.
Next one book up, everybody's favorite, X-Force #1 in the poly bag.
Who's the card of in the back?
I don't
you
really know. There's
Oh.
Pokemon cards, but I
Oh.
don't know. I haven't played around with it to look. I don't really care. I
Well,
just I got a stack of these recently, and as I pull one out, I throw another one in the lot.
Well, Paul, if the Deadpool card is in there, you can buy yourself a Ferrari on me.
I don't think
I never said what size of a Ferrari. I just said a Ferrari.
Predator #1.
nice.
Very nice cover.
Good.
Very nice cover. That's a nice, pardon me, a nice exclusive as well. Urgent variant.
Dark X-Men Utopia, the beginning.
That's
Actually
hell
2
of a
of
cover.
3.
Very nice.
How about Captain Carrot and the Amazing Zoo Crew?
Yeah. Yes.
I got a bunch of those if you want some more.
Yeah. Yes.
And
DC still makes Captain Carrot relevant today. Yes.
And ladies and gentlemen, final book in this collection, Dark Agnes #1, signed by Becky Cloonan.
That's a great signature placement for Becky Cloonan. Very nice.
And a beautiful signature too.
Yeah, one of my favorite writers. Yes.
So
All right.
congratulations there, Paul.
Very, very good. Paul.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I mean that's going to wrap us for this. Yes, you're welcome. Oh, go ahead, Chris. You can put it there. Thanks for coming on out and supporting OnlySlabs. We'll be here again next weekend. Foreseeable Saturdays for Way. What's interesting is just mapping it out, Chris. You understand that episode 100 is going to occur just before the Heroes Con. So at Heroes Con, we'll be able to do live celebration of with everybody who's there for our 100th episode, which will be great. Anyways, if you think about you'd like to be a guest on OnlySlabs, by all means, please reach out to myself. We are booking April right now, so let me know if you're interested, especially channel members. We'll make sure we give you guys a chance to get on there. And then, guys, next week, hope you'll turn out, help us out with Ben Parker Comics. Look at that, Remy Q Studios, ladies and gentlemen. And until next time, collect what you want. Don't listen to anybody, including myself, because I'm just a fat man with a fat stack of comics and a fat opinion. Thanks for watching.